Well, we're back again.
That always happens, doesn't it?
It's always happening.
There's never not a time that I'm like, we're back.
We should starting them like that from now on. We're not back.
We're
We're not
gone.
back. This is it.
Yeah, that should be our last episode. We should just have a 5-minute episode. We're gone. Later. So
We sing a goodbye song.
goodbye song. Emma and I, for the some behind the scenes. Emma and I have been recording all day, which has been a good fun time. Now, he's finally here. The main event has arrived.
The man, the myth, the legend, the guy I've never met in person, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob. What's up, big?
Yeah, I'm truly a myth. You don't know if I have a real body or not.
You know
You're
what
this semi-sentient, no, fully sentient, just like a cloud floats in and out of my speakers.
He is the cloud. When people talk about the cloud, this is who they're talking about.
When people talk about the clown, I'm who they're talking about.
And when people talk about the frown, it's me that they're talking about.
Oh no! Gotta get you a clown. Oh wait!
Oh! The cloud delivers the clown to turn the frown upside down.
I'm sorry, is it rhyme time? Well, as such, we're coming in clutch. Quentin, my man, we're not in the can because we're in this together like birds of a feather.
Yes, we can.
Holy shit.
I don't have a third rhyme for feather.
No, that was amazing. I can't do it. I can't keep it together. You remember that one that we did that was like, we did it with Teddy for like ever.
Yeah, sitting on the floor of my apartment around a a carton of ice cream.
Yes. That was a good rhyme time. That was a
Hell
good.
yeah, it was.
I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I was gonna say, do you remember Ray, Jacob?
Yes.
You remember Ray? We all remember.
Yeah, I got a bagel with him back before the pandemic started.
Oh hell yeah!
Months ago. Yeah.
Bageling it up. My was always saying, excuse me, that he wasn't real. that just reminded me of that. It made me laugh. I was like, oh yeah, Ray's imaginary too, but he can still talk and interact. Not to like completely sidetrack off of our rhyme time tangent, but guys, let me ask you something. Let's hear. What do you hate? What's like a thing that like that you just like hate? This is the question that I thought before we started the recording that I was like, I didn't tell these guys about. I was like, I'm just gonna throw this one at them, and it'll be an easy one to answer.
Can I tell you what I love? I love a tiny voice saying, "What do you hate?" I think that's really funny.
Are you saying I've got a tiny voice?
Not that you have a tiny voice, but that definitely came out just a lot quieter and a lot more mischievous than I anticipated.
I'm glad. And I'm glad that was a reaction. But yeah. Back to the important topic at hand. I love that that's a clip. I love that too. I don't know if you guys have ever seen I think it's like QI or something. Never mind. I forget the comedian's name, but he does like a tiny man in a box bit where he makes his voice really small and tiny.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's really funny. Anyway, round table. What do you despise in this world? Like, and I mean like truly. It could be anything, like anything like tiny or huge, you know. Uh,
Mm,
but let's stay away from like I guess massive things. You know, like oh, I hate the president. You know, things like that. Like
like things that bug us personally that we know might not be shared by millions of people.
true. That's even better, actually. I feel like.
Ah,
Okay, something that's really bugged me since I was younger, is like laziness when it comes to like creating words that don't exist, if that makes sense. Or not even words that don't exist, but just like I always hated the word awesomeness because
I
it
know
felt
exactly.
like lazy and like people be like, ugh, so much awesomeness. And like granted, this was in the mid 2000s when like that was probably more like, people were like into the words like epicness and shit. And I was always like, ugh, I hate that. Just got like think of a different word. Stop adding the suffix ness to a word that already exists to like try to convey how epic or awesome something is. Just find a synonym.
okay, but hot take. What if they're doing that in reference to the Loch Ness monster? And then does that make it better?
Then I have nothing but respect for the matter and we can move right on ahead.
We can go on with our discussion about the Loch Ness monster and just how giant it is. And how awesome it
That is one epicness.
is. That right there, that was a hot take. It's like Takis. Okay. Hot take on Takis. Do people like Takis in here? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to get off topic. Never mind. Takis are alright. I
don't
agree.
know Takis too well. Only had him a couple times.
Yeah, I've only had like one fill. Anyway. um, uh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't like that either. I feel the exact same way. I feel like it's such a like cop out. It's almost like low hanging fruit. Like it's like
Yeah.
ugh.
Not
Or
to
like
say that like I'm such a wordsmith, but it always like I remember being distinctly like anywhere from 11 to 13 years old, being like, God, can you just?
what
Oh,
about what about when they're like 17, 20?
yeah, that's a bit much.
People? Yeah, I've met those people, and I fucking hate that. Ugh, sweetness. All right, sweetness is a word, I guess. Stuff
You
like
imagine just blowing at you blow up at someone, they're like, wow, excellent baking skills. The sweetness on this frosting is really well done, and you just freak out. Come up
yeah,
with a different word.
don't feel like it now. It's like sweetness. What? What do you? No. Uh, yeah, man, that is rough. Jacob, what about you? I'm trying to think of because I feel like I have some obvious ones. Uh,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some stuff.
Jacob
I
is in here.
can think of something, but no one will have this exact experience that I have other than Olivia, who lives with me, because it's a problem specific to my apartment, but like I'm sure it exists in other apartments, but it's just only something I've experienced here, and I despise it, and I can't wait to move out because of it.
But now I'm intrigued.
Mhm.
Do tell.
My fridge is like in a corner, so the door can't open all the way because the handle will hit the wall. So
Mm,
the drawers on the bottom inside the fridge, the one closer to the door can't open,
Can't open
or
all
at
the
least
way.
not enough. Yeah. So we just can't use it. We
that's
can't use
fucking
it. And
annoying.
yeah, it's so shitty. It's
I have
so
had the
frustrating.
exact problem. I don't know if you
Wow.
ever noticed it, but my first apartment, the counter wasn't flush with the elevator. So when you open the door, it did the same thing, but the bottom. What would happen is the bottom drawer would overhang like on the door so that the one that pulls out on the right side couldn't come out all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Left side, I mean. I don't know if you probably never had to go into that drawer whenever you visited, but no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what's even more frustrating? This was also an issue in the last apartment I lived in. So I have not escaped it yet for like a whole year or two.
Did you investigate the fridge at the new place that you're going to?
I haven't because I wasn't able to visit it beforehand.
That's right, you Yeah.
I have seen
Talking to
pictures
the
and
real
it seems like it'll be okay, but
You're like, I
we'll
have
find
one
out.
stipulation before I sign
Yeah.
this lease.
Yeah. Listen up, landlord.
You know what? To broaden that a little bit, I would say something I hate is fucking stupid design in apartment buildings.
Yeah. No, like in general, there is a. Oh man, now I'm trying to think of a thing because I feel like yesterday I had a thing all loaded up, ready to go, and I cannot remember what it is now.
Yesterday, I was brimming with rage.
It was something in particular that was bothering me, and then I was like, this could be a funny topic. Like this would definitely generate discussion. And now I'm the one person here who's like, I don't know what I hate. Too many things.
That's okay. I hate my counter space because it's non-existent. That's an apartment thing.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
It is, and you know what makes it more frustrating? I live in a 3-floor apartment, and I've never seen the upstairs one, but we're friendly with the people below us, so we've like poked our heads in before, and they have more counter space than us. Like,
No. Oh.
everything is like you've seen my apartment, Quentin. You know the way that it's like it's just 3 of the same floor replicated on top of each other.
You don't
Exact
have
same
any counters. I don't know how you
at
make it.
all. The place,
It's
granted,
just
you're
good. Sorry, go on.
yeah, the only like so we have a counter space. So we've got these like first of all cabinets that are far too skinny and far too high up for any reasonably like
Yep.
heighted person to reach.
Oh.
But then we only have counter space underneath where the cabinets are, so it's like a space to put our cutting boards, the sink, the stove, and then this measly little strip that can just about fit a toaster. So we have to use like either our table or like move everything out of the way or use the stove to like put a cutting board on and like cut stuff when we're cutting things. And we went. Oh, and that section of counter that's like next to the sink, the dishwasher's under that. We went downstairs to see the neighbors, and they have the exact same position, but for some reason their counter has a second like bit that like loops, not loops, but like it hits the corner and then goes onto the other wall. So they have like twice the amount, and then their fridge and their I think their fridge was in a different space. I don't know if their dishwasher was, but they have like twice the amount of counter space in the exact same floor plan. And we were like, what the fuck is going on?
That is bullshit.
Yeah, that's
It
awful.
is bullshit.
That's all I can say. Yeah, I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because like the windows are too because I know the windows over on your I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember if they're like lower than the counter or higher. Excuse me, you know. But no, you know what I hate?
Not worth the rent we pay.
No, it's not. You should talk to them about that. You should be like, hey, listen, throw in a goddamn counter for me, all right?
And then we'll talk. I'm leaving.
You know what I hate? When I lived in an apartment building, I could always blame this on just like, all right, I lost it on my way up, or I lost it on my way down. Especially when I lived at Harbor Point, because there were like, this is a laundry thing. There were so many washers and dryers. I would lose like a sock here or there all the time. So I was like, whatever. we've got an encapsulated cleaning system here. You know what I mean? So we have a washer dryer here. Those clothes never leave this floor. But I'm always losing fucking socks and shit.
Same.
And I know that that's like a normal thing. Like that's really mundane. Like that's like a Jerry Seinfeld bit. But here's the thing: there's literally no reason it should be happening. That's why I'm so confused. Like I do it all. I fold them up and I put them away, and I'm like, where are the pairs to this? And then like I look around and they're not there. I go back to the and I'm telling you, like it's like maybe a 15-foot walk to the laundry room from where I keep my dirty laundry. So it's like, hey, it's going from point A to point B. Where in this straight line did this go? Like, how did I? And then I'm like, did a brother take it by accident? There's no way. There's no reason. Like, I don't know. Like, all our socks are different, and then they show up, and you know what I've started doing though is I'll just leave them, even if they're clean. If they don't have a pair, I'll just leave it in the hamper. Just be like, you know what? You're gonna find your buddy soon enough. And that's kind of worked. But I don't get that. I don't understand like how that happens. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
I feel that actually. I lost a shirt at my parents' house, I think, like over a year ago that I saw a picture recently of me wearing the shirt and I was like, oh, I missed that shirt. What happened to it? And I wouldn't have donated it because I like the shirt and it still fits me. So I effectively have no idea what happened to it, but it's not downstairs, it's not in my room. And it's not here with me in the city, so I'm like, huh.
Remember that yellow shirt that we had in Puffs for Jay, that he wore as the ghost professor or whatever? I had him in a yellow linen thing. That's my shirt, and I put it back. And I have no fucking idea where it went. I had it in a bag before all this quarantine stuff happened, and now that bag is just gone. And I'm like, all right,
no.
Yeah, and I'm worried my mom like threw it out or something. She's like, this is all trash clothes, and I'm really my favorite shirts. That's one thing I super hate. Actually, that happens often. Is sometimes my shit gets like grabbed, tossed, or moved, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't do this.
We'll get you a new yellow shirt. A better yellow shirt. The best yellow shirt.
I made a linen shirt the other day that I'm like, I might just wear this from now on.
See, that's freaking cool, man.
And I bought some linen to make pants with, so get ready for some fucking striped pants soon. I'm gonna look like a Viking.
I love a
good striped pant.
A good striped pant.
A good striped pant.
That could be. I could see that as like an Irish, like Celtic music band that plays in a tavern. They call themselves the Good Striped Pants.
It'd be truce. A good striped truce. Ah, the good striped truce.
There we go. And then they're like fiddle dee dee.
It's just an ancient Germanic garb. No big deal. No big deal. I know that word. That's not
no big deal.
8th century.
Something I hate is when Quentin tries to show off how many words he knows.
Yeah, just like a smart ass over here, feeling good. Cool.
It really reminds me how I don't know as many words, especially German words.
That's not a German word. That's not a German.
It's not. Well, but you do know German words.
Excuse me. Maybe it is a German word. I don't know. Truce. No, it's just like Gaelic tribes and like Germanic tribes from like the Gauls and stuff. That's kind of what they wore. They look like pajamas, pants, essentially. That's what a truce is. It's just like a small pant made from linen from like the 8th century, I think. Anyway, and like that time period. So it could be German. I don't know. I forget the etymology of it, actually. Triuse, I think is how it's spelled. And there's an accent on one of those letters. I can't remember which one. I think it's the E. But it's pronounced truce. Anyway, that's the history segment. Goodbye.
You want to hear something really funny?
Yeah. I was going to say no, but then I thought that it was too obvious, so I said yeah.
No, I was going to say that I lost you and your sound for that entire history segment. So you came back and you were like, has an accent somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, that's the history section. And I was like, great, I learned nothing.
You know what? Kind of why I wanted this episode to be a bit quicker. There's a big storm rolling in, and I know that my internet is taking the swing in a swing and
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a storm coming.
swing and a hit to the brain.
I've been having this weird issue with my AC. I think it's because there's a big heat wave where I am currently. But the AC will like kick on, like when the fan kicks on, and then will like lose power for like a second or two, and then everything. But it happened like multiple times, where the fan would kick on and then it would just lose power. It's the weirdest thing.
Hold on. The AC would lose power, or your apartment would lose power?
The whole apartment, like our lights, the
terrifying.
clocks, they would shut off for a second and then come back on.
Wow. Jacob, that's dude. If that happened to me, the first thing, ghosts. There are definitely ghosts in my air conditioner. Crawling around.
Yo, oh my god. So we have a closet by our bed, and there's an AC vent inside the closet. So if the closet door is a little open, when the AC turns on, the door will just slam shut. And like the first time it happened, Olivia and I were just like, "Oh, this place is haunted."
Scary, and I love it. I love stuff like that. No, it's a ghost in the AC. I mean, AC stands for. Wait, never mind. This would go right back to not knowing how to spell anymore. I was gonna. And then the moment I would like, before those words left my mouth, my brain was like, "It's a C, not a G." AC nightmares. We don't have AC here, and there's no wind, and it's super humid,
Right.
super hot. And I've got all the windows open, and yeah, it's just still muggy. It's like when you get in your car on like a really hot, humid day, and it's like it's like that all the time here. It sucks.
Do you have like electric fans?
Yeah, but when we're recording,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, we had garbage day earlier, Jacob. The trash and recycling move when we were talking.
Oh, that's exciting.
It was very exciting. Yeah, Jacob's got ghosts in his apartment. Living
The
it up.
long-awaited Ghost in the Shell sequel, Ghost in the AC.
Ghost. Have either of you seen Ghost in the Show?
No.
Neither have I. We should
I
all
haven't even heard of it.
Let's do a Netflix party. I think it's actually on Netflix or something. Let's all.
The latest one with Scarlett Johansson.
No. Let's go.
Okay, thank goodness.
I can't fucking remember, guys. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that people I know really like it. Anyway, what's your favorite bird? Change of topic.
Oh man. What is my favorite?
A cardinal for sure. I love cardinal.
You know, I almost said cardinal just now.
Oh shit! Oh, that's rad.
In God.
They're so I like whenever the little red pops up in the air and I'm like, ha, it's you.
Yeah, and they got a cool thing on the top of their head. They have like some feathers that stick up.
Yeah, they got a good
My
feather.
elementary school's mascot was the cardinal.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
Super cool.
You know what looks like one of those? That sort of looks like one of those, and that I see way more often.
What?
The blue jay.
Oh.
I say it's my favorite, but I feel like that's like a real default thing. It's
Because everyone knows it.
Yes, in order to like something, it's to be
That is a fact.
unique. Gotta be
You know what else I like? I like mourning doves.
You know, I don't think I've ever actually seen what one of those looks like, but I love this.
I don't know what they look like, but I know their sound.
Same here. And I'm looking it up now, and turns out they kind of just look like birds.
Oh.
This just in: birds look like birds.
Tune in for more at 11. Yeah,
Aren't they
they're just kind of like neutral colored.
Yeah.
like a brown and a gray.
Yeah.
They almost look like pigeons, but like without the stripes,
Yeah. Okay. No, I
like the
have.
neck button.
What a pretty
Oh
little
shit! You know what are also very cool birds are crows and ravens.
crows
Ooh,
and
that is-
ravens. Are very cool.
I think ravens can even talk, which is
Yeah.
They used to talk to us back in the day. I knew that those myths were myths. Listen, you know what's interesting with crows? There are crows in Japan that know how to use vending machines. Like they
Yeah.
put yen inside enough yen into the vending machine, and I think that they can actually differentiate which types of coins to put in order to get like a faster, like as far as like they don't understand the current exchange rate at all, but they just know that I think that they can pick out like by the weight or something of the yen coin, like, oh yeah, this is enough. This will get me the snack quicker. Isn't that?
oh wow,
There are
that's
also
so cool.
are um stray dogs in Moscow that know how to use the subway system.
Fuck.
Like,
Wait,
they-
really?
yeah, through like smells and stuff, they've been able to figure out how to like they know enough to be like, okay, get off at this stop, and like just by like being in the city long enough, they like have figured out like where subway stops will take them and stuff. So they just like scoot under the turnstiles with people, and then just like stray city dogs. I've seen like footage of it. It's the coolest fucking thing to me.
I love.
It's real sweet.
Yeah, they're just these little it was like a bunch of like German shepherds, or it was like two little like German shepherds when I saw it. They were just like they just like scuttled in with all the people and just stood there and like sniffing around for trash and stuff, and then got off. It was fucking crazy. They just like they can tell by like the smell and stuff like what stops they want to get off at. It's very interesting.
That is number one awesomeness, if I had to describe it.
Animals are crazy, man. On that note, sorry, does anyone have any interesting things to say before we go to break?
I don't have anything going.
Before we go to crack, snap, break. Then we'll be right back. We've returned again.
We are back, we are back, we are very, very back.
Back around the studio. Sorry. What? What do you say, Jacob?
Nothing.
Nothing? You had
Nothing.
nothing to say?
Nothing to say, my dude.
Tell me something.
Make a joke!
Make a giggle. Oh, just make a giggle. We're just here to make a giggle. Sorry. I don't know why I say sorry anytime I do a voice. I feel like I'm offending someone.
Yes, stop doing that. God.
I know, Candyland people. I don't mean to insult you. That's how I imagine people in Candyland talk. Well, hello there.
Is it how I would have sounded if I had chosen the candy skin? But like another stipulation we didn't get to is I get a very pronounced southern accent.
No, you'd sound the same. You just have like candied words,
Okay.
dramatic. Yeah, Jacob, what
I'd be like sweetness.
Hey, bringing it back to 5 minutes ago. Yeah, Jacob, what if you had candy skin? How would you handle that? Your skin is made of.
What kind of candy?
It's just candy. It's just candy material. If you go out in the rain, it'll melt off, and
Sugar.
it'll get dusty over time. But
Okay. So is it more sugar based? So does it like
I'd
act
say
like
it-
skin, but it's just like very sugary? Or
picture Laffy Taffy,
okay.
that type of skin. Super sweet, but oh my god! Then anytime someone plays that song, you can really shake your Laffy Taffy. I forget the name of that song, but it's an old one. Laffy Taffy.
Your Laffy Taffy.
Shake that Laffy Taffy. I don't know anything else for that song.
I don't know anything else.
Hey, but I got a real question for you guys. Because that was an old question.
That is an old question. We're ready for the fresh, the hip, the new, the current.
And that's what we do here.
We keep it fresh. We keep it a salty, salty mess.
A salty, fresh mess. But the salt preserves it, so it's always fresh. And
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, gravy. And we ask the important questions, the hard-hitting ones, the real serious things that nobody's considering these days. And the big one that came to us was teleportation or wings. Now let me break that down for you. Here's how it works. You get teleportation powers. Pretty sweet, right?
Pretty sweet.
Teleportation's pretty rad.
Allegedly.
Okay. How does it work? How does it work though? Is it like the Prestige where you're killing yourself every time, or is it
That's
actual?
my fear.
They're very similar. So you can teleport, right? And every time you do this, so like you just think about it, right? Like it's actually really easy. Like you just kind of think about like where you want to go. No weird catches. You know, it's like
Oh wait. Okay, so if you accidentally think of a place, but you don't want to go there, you won't just pop up over there.
Now I kind of want that to be a thing. So now that's a thing. But the big thing though, the big like catch right off the bat, right? So like you go to the witch's hut and she's like, "I'm gonna curse you," and you just think of a place and you can teleport there. You won't like spawn in the wall or something. Your feet get smaller every time you do this.
My feet are already so small.
Yeah, this sounds just objectively bad.
I can't wait to hear how awful wings are.
Yeah, proportionally, your feet just just shrink a tiny bit every time you do it.
Okay.
Infinitely, so so they can be, we can get
Wait,
in.
I have a question. If they shrink infinitely, does that mean?
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I see.
The next. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I'm just saying you could theoretically or hypothetically cut it in half every time, or something. But the problem is eventually you get to a length smaller than um an atom, so you couldn't just cut that in half. So I'm wondering if instead it just
I wanted
grows backwards, and then
this,
so like it'll get smaller, 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 then it gets to 0, and then it grows backwards, so then you have backwards feet that get bigger and bigger.
this is why I was excited that you were here for this question. Exactly that. I should have just cut you off and waited because I wanted to. So hold on to that. Pin in that because you need to hear the other option. Teleportation with tiny. You get wings. Cool. They're vestigial wings, so you can't fly. They're just like wings.
Oh,
You can move them around, but a human body was never made for flight. It's too heavy to fly. It's not designed to fly. So realistically,
It's a vanity item.
essentially, that is exactly.
yeah, well.
Maybe if you're falling, they could slow you down a little, but more than likely they'll just make you kilter off base and hit your head if you fall or something. It's almost a liability to fall with these wings, but you can decorate them. Now there are a
Dude,
few.
I might own a Christmas tree with these wings.
There's
Ooh, that'd be
that's
fun.
a good way of looking at it. That's a good way of looking at it. Now there's a few ways we could do this, but the choice is yours. Which question away. I will try to answer.
I mean,
Well,
I feel
I
like
don't
I
know.
don't have to ask any more questions. I have my answer,
Yeah,
so Jacob,
me
take
too.
the reins. Oh!
Oh, come on. We can't answer it now.
I mean, I
Okay.
know, but one is just so truly abhorrent to me that I'm like, it offers off the table.
Yeah, I agree.
God damn it.
There's just
Okay.
too many downsides to the teleportation.
Yeah. Quentin, how about
The only
tell me this. How big are the wings?
Well, they're massive.
So does the size of the wings differ in relation to like your body mass? Like if I'm like almost 5'1", does that make them like twice as big as my body? Or like if I was 6 feet tall, would they still be like 12 feet like wings? Are they the same size as my body? Are they a set size of wing, or do they change depending on your stature?
Yeah, they're like proportionate to you, right? So it's like, however whatever the ratio is between the size of a wing on a bird and its wing, that's like it's the same for you. So it's like what I'm trying to say is like they won't be like tiny little gimpy weird wings, but they won't be like massive uh like 10, 20-foot wingspan wings.
Hmm.
But it'll be like uh, you know, if you were to extend your arms to either side, they'd be like a foot longer than your arm span. How about that?
Okay.
That's kind of yeah. So they're not like massive, massive, but yeah, they're there. They look glorious,
Are
Um,
these
Quentin,
feathered
it sounds like you're
wings?
trying to sell me the wings. It sounds like you want me to choose the
well,
wings.
hey, listen, teleportation with you.
Okay, listen, as cool as teleportation is, you made it clear that you could accidentally teleport yourself, which means that your feet will just get smaller against your will, which means if my assumption is correct, you will eventually get backward feet that just keep growing.
Would that
And
not
I'm
be
honestly, I'm not interested in like thinking about the center of the earth and then finding myself dead.
over
Yeah, exactly.
time, the more you teleport, the more control you have over it, right? So at first, right, you might teleport like a few times by accident. Like you're really like you and it's like strong memory connections, right? Like so it's not like you're walking down the street and you think about like, oh man, I kind of want a donut right now, and then suddenly you're in Dunkin' Donuts. It's like it's more like, oh man, like what like Sugar Bush, the like Belgian waffle. It's like you smell that and you're brought back to your childhood and you're like, oh man, then suddenly womp, you're at the waffle stand. It's like it's more like that. But you do it like 3 or 4 times, 5 or 10 times, and you get some control over it. And then you have it like fully. You can like instant transmission however you want. Um, and
Can
the
you
wind.
teleport somewhere that will kill you? Like, could you accidentally
No,
teleport yourself
that's
somewhere
the thing.
that's just...
That's the thing. No, that was what I was trying to say earlier. There's no fatalities.
Oh,
There's
okay,
weird
okay.
things other than that. When you're starting out, you'll teleport by accident. And I also didn't say by how much your feet shrink. So it's by a like minuscule amount, by like a hair.
Hmm.
So if you do it like 1,000 times, you'll start to notice a pretty significant difference in your feet. But if you do it like 15
That's the
times,
problem, though. 1,000 times, I feel like if you can teleport, isn't that much.
that's
Like, I
that's.
feel like I would easily teleport 1,000 times in a year.
I mean, think of how many times you get in your car to go somewhere.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's what you got to think about. Is like, well, how badly do I need to teleport to this place?
That's so annoying though. Like now
Yeah.
I have to go out and spend fossil fuels even though I can teleport because I don't want my feet to shrink.
I love how much you guys hate this question. It's
No, we
fun.
don't hate the question. We hate your
My ridiculous.
teleportation constraints.
Like,
We know
okay.
the answer. The question's easy, Quinn.
Okay, fine. Answer the question. Okay, move on.
Well, first I have one more question about the wings.
Yeah. Let's
Are
get
the
into
wings
it.
are the wings like feathered? Are they fuzzy? Or are they just like stretched flesh?
Shit, I was just thinking that.
It's exactly that. It's actually it's wings. They look like feathers. It's shaped exactly like that, but it is skin color. It is skin. Part of why you can't fly with them is they're actually so heavy. Your
Like a
back.
bunch of skin tags.
No. See, that's the thing, right? Is it's textured exactly like feathers, but yeah, it is skin. So yeah, there's a bit of like overlap, and
Oh,
but
that's freaky.
yeah, it's really gross. It's not like veiny, like it's not like gross. It's very clean and nice skin, but it is just skin. You just have giant fleshy wings. Sticking out of- and you could get like you could get surgery to have them removed, but you would lose all feeling in your arm. You could still use your arms to do stuff, but they'd just be like tingling and numb.
Right.
So that's the downside of getting rid of them.
Well, I've got my answer.
This is a bad question. Would you rather? Jacob?
Quentin.
Got any additional curios questions?
No, that threw a big wrench in it. Actually, oh.
Wait, really?
Torn? Are you torn? Yes. I mean, you could have Godzilla feet. You could become the next kaiju in teleportation. Yeah.
See, I can't deal with the change in foot size. My feet are already like proportionally small to the rest of my body, and people are always pointing it out to me. So I think that it would be a nice change in pace to instead have people point and say, "Hey, you've got big fucking fleshy wings on your back." And I'd be like, "Yes, I do, but you're not talking about my feet, right?" And they'd be like, "I'm not talking about your feet."
You could.
Quentin, if I remember correctly, you did describe them as magnificent or glorious.
Glorious.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? You could get them tattooed or whatever, but yeah, people definitely are into the wings. Like there's
Okay, I would 100% choose the wings and just become a model, and I would absolutely make a bunch of money because of the wings.
That'd be so much fun.
Right?
in this weird world though, there's a lot about that. And it's considered freak show modeling and it's exploitative. So you wouldn't be able to get a model. But you could join a freak show.
Wait. So being a model with wings is exploitative, but being in a freak show is fun.
Well, see, that's the thing. The modeling is like a regulated business. Freak shows are just it's like Tiger King. It's just some asshole with a fucking caravan.
Oh, so they just don't get paid. They just go around the country not getting paid, being a freak show, and that's not exploitative at all.
That's up to you. You could let yourself be taken advantage of. You could make a good
What
contract.
if it was like, rather than like label modeling, what if it was like independent projects? Like I'm still like a 1099 kind of independent contractor, but for photo shoots about my wings.
Okay. I love this idea. So
Oh, that's so smart.
What I'm getting from this is, yeah, you're breaking the mold, right? You're going against those regulations, saying that by saying I'm exploitative because of my beautiful wing body, that's exploitative, and you create a. This is the logic. I love this. See, that's taking lemons and planting an entire orchard to make lemonade with it. So then, what's the verdict, my friends?
I want the wings.
Yeah, I'm still into the wing.
I'm getting the wings too. We're winged.
We're a winged trio.
With our fleshy wings. The winged trio. Birds of a feather. What is that?
Together.
That Tiny Toons? The Three Caballeros. Something.
Man, oh man.
I can't remember. Guys, that was powerful. That was.
Quentin, can I ask, were you Team Wing from the beginning, or were you convinced?
Can I tell you?
Yes.
The genesis of this? I wrote down two good ones, and then I told you one of them by accident earlier, and I was like, I don't want to ask. Remember it. And that was the one I wrote down as a throwaway, and I was like, I'll do that one. They'll never suspect it. And the whole thought process behind it was I really liked the image of one of you with really small, like ant-sized feet. trying to right. Just made me laugh.
I already have ant-sized feet.
I'm talking about like stubs. Like there's no, it's like a smooth like nub.
But there's still wait. So now that we've given our answers, though, I have another question. Which is once you when your feet reach ant size, are you like do they retain the same strength as your feet had when they were big? So like you're just walking on like invisible feet.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got to take really small steps, because your heel is in a totally different position. But yeah, that's absolutely what I was thinking. and then the vestigial wings. That was honestly just a random. I was like, I don't know what the other what the other org should be. Vestigial wings sounds fucking stupid. Personally, I honestly was with the teleportation, and I was like, I just use it really sparingly. And I'm so glad you guys were just like, no, fuck that. That sounds awful.
I just don't think I could. I don't think I'd ever get that control over like I just think of places all the time. I'm always thinking of places.
Yeah, same.
What I was thinking was like you'd sort of like naturally. I don't know if you've ever gone like skiing, but like after you've gone skiing for a while, you kind of just like get used to it. I don't know. I saw it as one of those things that like you do it enough, you're just kind of like
You vastly underestimate the extent of idiocy I exhibit on a day-to-day basis.
Come on. Don't say that. No, well the thing with the wings though is I would always use that as my superpower answer because of exactly that. I was like, I could have so many more accessories if I had a pair of wings because I could put like cool, piercings on them, or like I could dye the feathers. But if they're skin colored, as painful as it would be, I'm like, fucking tattoo those things. Sweet tattoo design on these giant wings. I don't know that. So I was wondering if you guys, but
They'd only get freaky, I think, if you touched them and it was just like a massive skin.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, your whole life would change. I like Jacob. Your well, just become a model and make a ton of money. I was like, I've got to end this. That's too easy.
Yeah.
Just like, I'll just make my own modeling business then. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yep, that's the way to go. We just the three of us opening a sweet new. We just opened. It's just like it was like the last one where we opened the mutant school, the university for universal youngsters or something, unique youngsters or something like that. We just make a modeling agency for the three winged people on the planet. That's the other thing. I suspect this isn't like the gemstone question, where it's like that's like a commonplace thing. There's like businesses designed for selling eyes made of gemstone. Jacob, that was the first type. Would you rather? Would you rather have candied skin that you've got to like deal with all the problems of having skin made out of candy, or would you rather have instead of eyes, you have like smooth marble like eye sockets that you can place different gemstones in, and depending on the gemstones in your eyes, it basically just creates like an AR augmented reality experience where everything is a specific cartoon style. So if you put rubies in, it's I don't know like Disney like Disney movie, Disney like animated, or if you put like emeralds and it's like rubber hose, like random shit like that.
I chose the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes sound way cooler.
We both well, because like there were benefits to the candy skin. Emma was sold on candy skin.
I was for a while.
You could really benefit mankind as a scientific experiment, but then we were both kind of like, yeah, your whole life would just become being experimented on. Whereas with the gemstone eyes, it's already like a thing in society, and we have so many crazy adventures stealing gemstones and doing different combinations that we thought like, we could create a whole new animation style.
Wait, so what would happen if you'd have mismatched gemstones?
I was just about to say I threw out the idea you could create you could mix and match to make even like uniquer styles, and then I was also saying you could get like moon rock and that would make, like, if you got like a piece of a comet or a meteorite and put it in your eye, create like a totally different, and I was like, we could be revolutionary animators. So in each of these scenarios, I love that we end with how we would revolutionize this, whatever we're forced to deal with. Emma, you gave me one earlier where I was like, I just kill myself, and you're like, no, that's stupid.
You can't do that.
It's completely fair. It ruins the question. You gotta pick
That
one.
was for the sweat.
Yeah. You could sweat. It was like you sweat lotion that keeps your skin like always smooth and hydrated, but if it gets on someone else, it burns them. Or you could sweat like Elmer's glue, but like after a while it would like dry on you, and you'd have to peel off unless you were out in the sun, and then it would like evaporate, something like that. It was good. It was ferny. Anyway, I think that's all we have for this lovely day of pasta and sauce, my friends.
Yeah, now we know what we would rather.
Now we know what we would rather. We'd all have gross skin wings.
Gross skin wings, gemstone eyes, and we'd be sweating lotion all over the place.
Yes. That's actually it. Yeah, we'd be fucking superheroes. Walking around. What a life. Anyway.
Like,
This has been Quentin.
this has been Emma.
And Jacob.
And also Floyd, but you can't hear him.
He's real quiet.
He is here, though. He's behind the
He's
mic.
been here since day one.
But he has day 0. Anyway, bye.
He's a good listener.